Good morning and welcome back to Concerned Citizens Media again. Here are the news for today. Qeeroos and Qarrees clashed with London's Metropolitan Police at Ethiopian Embassy. Qeeroos and Qarrees have been staging a camping-style protest against Ethiopian Embassy in London. The clash with the police began when the police attempted to remove the protesters from the embassy gate by force. One female protester has been receiving treatment for injuries she sustained from the police confrontation. Qeeroos Qarrees and the Oromo diaspora community in London have been demanding justice for Hachalu Hundessa, for release of all Oromo prisoners, and for the removal of military command posts from Oromia region. These protesters were chanting, "Abiy Ahmed is a killer, Abiy must go, Abiy is a butcher, the UK government stop supporting the killers in Ethiopia, we need justice, freedom, peace," and so on. Qeeroos and Qarrees said that they will not leave from the embassy until their demands are achieved, and they also urge other Qeeroos and Qarrees to do the same kind of protesting in their prospective countries. We must be the voice for those Oromos suffering under the current Ethiopian government, the London protester stated. So they are calling on you, Qeeroos living in Washington, D.C., Geneva, or those living in Germany. I think they already started in France. Qeeroos and Qarrees living in Canada, Australia, and other, major cities, small or major cities, to come out and protest for the people dying back home, the people, raped by security forces and disrespected by Abiy Ahmed's military forces, abused, and their property burned back home. So you are called on to act on behalf of these people for justice, freedom in Oromia. So just do it peacefully. You don't have to be aggressive and show your resistance sign, in front of German embassy, Canadian embassy, Australian embassies, UN, European Union. Just we have to keep doing until justice achieved in Oromia. There are reports of Qeeroos and Qarrees dead bodies inflicted with gunshots, trashed in bushes and forests in countryside in Oromia region. These Qeeroos and Qarrees bodies, believed to be the victim or casualties of the Ethiopian government uses of excessive forces against the peaceful protesters in Oromia region in the last few days. Humans became worthless in Oromia region these days and under Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia. They do not even deserve proper burial. Abiy Ahmed and his security forces' brutalities are becoming beyond control. Human decency and human dignity are extremely in danger in Oromia, Ethiopia, and they demand global attention and action to preserve them. So they're just killing and destroying the bodies everywhere. We have report of from previous, news bulletin. The guy body was eaten by wild animals. So now you can see in social media thrown bodies of Qeeroos and Qarrees in bushes and forests. That's the shame on Abiy Ahmed and the security forces. And we never seen this even under TPLF. I don't know where is the brutality. This brutality is coming, where they got training for this kind of action. Here we go again. Another African American man shot 7 times from behind while his children were watching him getting shot by the police in Kenosha County, Wisconsin. The victim's name is Jacob Blake, and he is the father of 5 children aged 5 to 7 years. According to the family, Jacob has completed the surgery and he is in a stable condition in the hospital. Protests and confrontation with the police continued for the second day after the video of the shooting surfaced in the social media. Damage to properties and vehicles burning were also reported from the area. The police involved with this incident put on the administrative leave for now. So this is a comment from Concerned Citizens Media. Concerned Citizens Media wonder why the police are not learning from their past mistakes as humans. As humans, we learn from the past mistakes so that we will not repeat in the future. So Concerned Citizens Media is concerned about that. They put the burden of pain and agony to the minority community again and again. Why don't we train them? Why don't we train the police on how to deal with African Americans, like by giving them sensitivity training? Why can't we make complete police reform with proper guidelines for their duties in the society? This and other valuable suggestions might slow down the police rushing or running for the guns when encountering African American on their duties. So if we do all this training, sensitivity training with proper guidelines, how to policing, especially the minority communities, this cycle of violence will be prevented. We just keep dealing with it, and it come back after like maybe 3 months, 6 months, after a year. So this is ridiculous. And is a black man shot by a white policeman again and again. and we can stop it. But first, police must learn from their mistakes. Then we have to, the government have to, the government has to do something. They can do it. They can reform the police with proper training, especially those who are already in the service for a while. The new ones, the younger ones, maybe they are much better than those senior police officers, who are poisoned with some kind of systemic racist. So those older police officers should be retrained, with proper guidelines, with serious warning. If they do some stupid stuff, should be, can be removed and persecuted. So the younger ones may be better. Okay, the last news for today. Vice President Pence and President Donald Trump accepted their nomination for the next 4 years at the Republican convention started today at Charlotte, North Carolina. Both are making arguments that their past 4 years' achievements were good for American economy, employment, for putting more conservative judges to bench, and defending the country from worst pandemic. They promised to make America great again through job creation, military funding, appointing more conservative judges to bench, and promoting law and order in the country. Pence urged attendees to organize themselves for the November 3 election date and to re-elect Donald Trump President of the United States for 4 more years. Here we go. So the next one is concerned citizens' comment on this 4 more years stuff. November 3 will provide the important momentum for all Americans to examine the past 4 years very seriously and cast their votes to make the coming 4 years and beyond the best years for all Americans. I will repeat the concerned citizens media comment. November 3 will provide the important momentum for all Americans to examine the past 4 years very seriously and cast their votes to make the coming 4 years and beyond the best years for all Americans. That's all the news I have for today, and I will finish with Wisconsin news. Let's see. So thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time, and stay safe. And see you next time. And listen to this protest in Wisconsin. Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Clashing tonight with law enforcement outside City Hall and the courthouse in Kenosha. Lauren Linder and Stephanie Haynes are covering this for us tonight from downtown Kenosha. Let's get started with Stephanie Haynes.
Steve, we're a couple blocks east from the courthouse. I'm going to point out this fire that's burning in front of the courthouse. It appears to be spreading. It looks like it was one of those dump trucks that's put out in front of the streets that's in front of it. It's been burning for 20 minutes or so. We have seen law enforcement deploy gas. It's pushed the crowds east towards us. But it wasn't always like this throughout the day. In fact, we were here earlier, so take a look. night after Jacob Blake was shot, Kenosha was on high alert. All exits to Kenosha blocked off, trying to prevent crowds from coming in. Every storefront is boarded up. You can hear drills, you can hear chainsaws, you can see trucks of wood coming by. Crowds of hundreds of people first gathered outside the courthouse and then began to march throughout downtown. Many people joining the crowd in their cars by the hundreds, honking and chanting, expressing their outrage from the video that shows the moment Jacob Blake was shot by police.
Everybody who has a conscience should join with this. Everybody. We got to stop this in this country, got to stop it in the world.
All throughout the day, people were thinking about what may come later on at night. In the daylight, you could see charred remains of a used car lot. Herman Poster says he grew up with Jacob and came to Kenosha to check on his friend and old hometown. He was in disbelief, but he's praying his friend Jacob will pull through.
He's just going to be, man, he's going to want to go home to his kids. That's all he's going to think about, you know. I'm not sure what's going to happen to the, officer who did this, but, I pray for his family too.
A community in pain and a city on edge with its leaders pleading for peaceful demonstrations. Back out here live, this fire is certainly spreading. We are 2 blocks east of it. We will keep an eye on it at a safe distance. Steve, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, so that's from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Burning buildings, protests, angry protesters. So this thing is keep coming back, again and again. And the police are not learning from their mistakes for some reason. And we are not giving them proper training for those senior police officers. And so the circle of violence is keep coming back. So there must be some kind of, ways to end this circle of violence against the minority communities. This guy may survive. We don't know yet. He's still in hospital. So I don't know why they shoot him 7 times. What kind of crime he did? Why they don't tase him, or call more power to handle it instead of just using live bullets. So this thing is serious, is keep coming back, and no solution is there. And it's very tough anyway. So I hope it will change, and I hope we will not see another march, another burning of properties, or another black man shot again. The same way we don't want to see another white man shot again and again and listen on the news. So I appreciate your, spending your time with me and listening to my news. And if you have suggestions, you can, or comment, you can comment my videos. And be safe, everyone. So long, until next time.